Hello, in this video I'm going to update Smart Dentist users and non-users on some of the changes to the policy and procedure area of Smart Dentist. We're aiming to make it better and better all the time. So this is the policies and procedures area that is reached by clicking this tab. All policies show all of the practice policies, or you can go directly to one of the individual manuals. So the policies are divided into 6 different sections. You can add a policy and you can find a policy that you need in our templates. You can also go to an area that allows you to request that staff sign off a policy, and this one is sign off per staff, so that's ideal for a new staff member where you have a range of policies that you'd like them to look at. And of course, there is a link to the clinical guidelines that are listed in Smart Dentist, because sometimes people look at policies and really they're after clinical guidelines. So this is my own practice, Glenvale Dental Group, so this is what's there, and if you look down, I've actually got about 60 policies listed because I counted them the other day. So what's new here is we've got an alphabetical listing, but we also have the ability now to designate a policy as being largely a procedure. So these are the practical things you use, like, and we'll have a look. And we also have the ability that's been asked for by the multi-location or the bigger practices to be able to allocate a policy to a specific location, which isn't so necessary in my practice, but I've incorporated it in here. So let's have a look at what we can find here. So if we go infection control, we see that we just pull out the infection control documents, and up the top here I've put an area with the practical procedures, and these are the things that you're more likely to have staff reference to on a daily basis. You're also more likely to change it than the broader, more generic aspects of policies. So it's a practical area. It's a great idea. So let's go back again to all of our policies, and we can do the same here. We can get the procedures to come up first. So if you're looking for something that's a day-to-day running, you can't remember what it might be called, allocate it a procedure or allocate it to a location. So I've done some locations here. Like I said, in my practice, it's not so necessary. And again, the locations will come up first here. Fantastic new innovation. So some of the other things that are new to Smart Dentist, well, one of them is a better checklist thing. So sometimes you have a policy that's quite long and you want to create a checklist to help staff actually learn what a specific procedure is. So let's go and have a look. And the one I've put here for our practice is weekly dental surgery cleans. And it looks like our internet is running slow. It'll show up in a minute, but it's linked to a specific policy, reprocessing policy. So just going to, let's look at the policy. Oh, there we go. The checklist has been allocated here. It's great for training. There it is. So you can develop something like this with an ordered list, date sign on a table, and that is a fantastic thing to make a particular policy more practical, although this one I've listed down as a procedure. So let's have a look. This is what you find for individual policies, and you're able to print off the whole of a policy from here. I'll cut and paste it into Word or whatever you like to do. Policies also are able to be printed without this summary. So if you're doing it for accreditation, you can make it look fancy, but if you're doing it to stick on the wall, we go for no summaries. I'm going to go back and look at something where I can demonstrate why that is practical. Here. So it's like a checklist, but you don't want this on. So we're able to print it off like that. And all our reception policies are like that. They're printed off. They've got a date on them. So when you make changes, you can update them and you know which one you're looking at. You can edit them, and I'll show you how to edit it and how it becomes a procedure or not a procedure. It's just simply picking it there. And locations, you need to set up your own specific locations, but ours are set there, so it's quite easy to do. I can make just dental assistants responsible for this. This is the area for people who aren't familiar with Smart Dentist. This is the area that you type your policy into or cut it and paste it from Word, and you can expand it out. I've got my recording not set properly to see that, but you expand it out and you're able to type in and add things. And you can link any policies to references here. There's an extensive list of references and you can add references in there. And the references can have links to their online source. You can link them back to policies, to training exercises, and here's where you link in to a checklist. Do that. And for people doing accreditation, you can link each policy back to an accreditation action. You also have the ability to change the review time, put an effective entry in there, and make notes if you make changes to a policy. If you have staff sign off policy, you can remove the sign off when you make significant changes. And I'll just process that. And that now has this weekly cleans link to it, which it doesn't need, so we'll just delete it. Very easy to manage. The other feature in policies that is really handy when you make changes is to be able to save the environment by emailing them to staff. So this is the name of the communication. You can put the date that it's done. You can tick off whoever you want to send it to. You can write little instructions in there. But the content of the policy is added into the email and you send it, and those people get a copy of the policy. It's a great idea. Then it's recorded down in your meeting recording and you can have a look and see what you've sent out to whom. I won't show you because I might have stuff, people's names on it. So policies. The other question I always get is templated policies. What's in the templates? It's all the templates that we have, and some of them are down as procedures. So these are things that are specific to my own practice, which I put in there just so people can have a starting point to develop their own procedure templates. So the trouble with policies and procedures is they become too huge to read and they're not practical, and people go, why should I bother? I might as well have something in the cupboard. That's not the point of them. The point is to have living documents that you can actually work with. So, and there's lots of opportunities to actually use this sort of facility to build checklists and routine procedures, so you increase the efficiency of the practice and you make training staff easy. You make passing a task on to another person when somebody's not there easy because you write it down in point lists. So anyway, so these are the ones, and when you want to look at a template, you can just click on here and it will show you the contents, what's going to be added if you want, and you just click on this and it just adds it straight into your practice, and you can see the date when something is added into your practice list, so you know the things that are new and what isn't new. So policies and procedures, that's a great idea from Smart Dentist.